Girl, look at the two of you dancing that way, lost in the moment in each other's face.
I'm going to start in 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody. I have Lorne Armstrong on the phone to talk a little bit about his interview with Ethan and some other subjects. Hello, Lorne. How are you doing this evening?
All right. How are you?
Good. Fine. Thank you for asking. I have to say that your interview with Ethan certainly was not very satisfying to the community. Everybody really expected something a little bit different from you, and it seems that what you did in the interview with Ethan was you talked about how you were victimized, but you did receive a lot of backlash. I read you some of the comments, and what do you think of what people had to say about your responses to Ethan?
I think they're right.
Oh, you think they're right?
I think they're right in the way that things that they've had to say have made me think more, and it's made me be able to process exactly what I was saying. I wasn't, until talking to a friend a couple days ago and having her explain some things to me, it made me realize that I wasn't thinking that because of 9 years worth of defending myself and all the illegalities that had happened during the sting, I was so caught up in it all that it was hard for me to stop and think exactly about what I did and how it, if something had really happened.
Okay.
How it all would have been. And that's bothered me since I've been thinking about that.
So, and I'll just be upfront and say I was the one, if you don't mind me coming out and just saying that you and I talked about it.
I don't mind. I just didn't want to say your name.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I was very taken aback and a little bit, really disappointed in the interview, because it seemed like you were treating it like a court of law, where you had discussed what had happened to you and perverted justice and Chris Hansen and the setup and everything, and how it affected your life, and how other people in your past had victimized you. And I felt that was pretty irrelevant to the fact that Kayla could have been a real girl, and I spoke with you about that, and you said that you've had some time to think about it, so you reached out to me, and I agreed to talk with you about it and post our conversation. But is there anything that you would like to take the opportunity then to clarify in response to the people who feel the same way that I do?
Well, I'd just like to say that without you and everybody else's comments, it never would have made me realize exactly where my head was at.
Mm-hmm.
And that would have got me to the step that I wasn't thinking in the right way. Because if it had been a real girl and that had not been a sting, when my head was so messed up at the time, it's hard to say what would have actually happened. So I do thank God that it was a sting, and and I never got the chance for anything to happen. There's no way that I can thank the community enough, and you enough, for helping me be able to see this stuff. Because a lot of people have said it to me before, but without the comments and without you talking to me, I don't think I'd be able to see it now. And it's overwhelming to me that it took me this long to be able to see exactly what I did.
I am very, I'm very pleased to hear that, honestly, because I think that is the main reason why people in the community have gravitated toward the show To Catch a Predator, simply because many people have been victims or work with victims or are parents or just, value the innocence of children and despise when that's threatened. And then when given an opportunity to speak about it, you talked more about how you were victimized. And now it seems that you're looking at it from a different point of view. You're actually putting yourself maybe in our shoes for once, and looking at that situation. So I am very, very pleased to hear that you've thought about that, and you've considered the fact that it could very well have been a real girl, that that you got her friendship.
That's what bothers me.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That's what bothers me. I may not have meant to have anything happen like that, but the fact of the matter is that it did happen, and I was the one that went there.
Right. And you went there after a very long chat log where you talked very explicitly about your penis and what you'd like to do with it and what you'd like her to do with it, and you showed up with condoms, and whether or not you're the same person as you were then, that person was a creep and was planning on doing something disgusting, even though we know from your point of view, from what you've said already, that your head wasn't in the right place. It's still...
My chat log was beyond disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
That was way beyond disgusting. My head was very messed up at the time, and that's why I can't even read that chat log anymore.
Mm-hmm. So when you think about the chat log, then how do you? So you're saying that you feel that it was disgusting, and you don't even like to think about it.
I don't like to think about it because I don't like to think that it was me that typed all that stuff,
mm-hmm.
that said all that stuff.
Right.
So, it's not the person I am. And, back then I was very messed up. I'm no longer messed up, but now I'm a very normal guy.
Can you tell me what's changed, though? Like what's changed about you since then?
Because I've had a chance to actually get over some things and heal from them,
mm-hmm.
and now in this class that I have to take, learn that my problem back then was not being able to say the word no. And now I'm able to say the word no. And now with all the comments, the huge thing is that it's all the comments from the community that really, it's made me stop and think about what's going on, what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Talking to you, it made me really be able to stop and think exactly what I did, why I put so much time and effort into it being me that was victimized when it was me that victimized as what could have been an actual girl.
Mm-hmm. And do you think that you deserved some type of punishment for that behavior?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that I do.
Okay.
God makes everything happen for a reason, and I believe that all happened for a reason.
And then,
I don't
mm-hmm.
go any further because my head was so messed up.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said I think I needed that time to be able to find out, to get my head back straight again, and be able to figure out, to be able to find myself again.
Mm-hmm. So do you think that the person I'm talking to now, is that the real Lorne Armstrong? Or is this just the person I'm talking to right now is who you feel you really are?
Yeah, I'm the person that I really am now.
So we're all works in progress. Mm-hmm.
I'm no longer messed up, and you're right. We're all a work in progress. It's taken a lot of things to happen for me to get to see exactly what was happening, exactly what happened.
Right.
The other day that I was talking to you, that I figured something else out about everything that happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like an everyday thing. I think about everything every day, and the more I think about it, it seems like another new thing comes up that helps me to heal more. And by being able to talk to you as much as I do about stuff that, and we do get these comments from the community, all that, it makes it easier for me to be able to process everything and to be able to really understand what I did.
So am I right then in saying that you agree with some of the comments that the community members made, even the ones who supported you in the past and then heard the interview with Ethan and said, he really is skirting responsibility, and in so many words pretty much said that they took back their forgiveness. Do you have anything to say to them?
I don't know what to say to them, really, other than, I didn't purposely act like I was the victim or shun off what I had did, because it wasn't until just the other day that I realized my head was still focused on fighting my case when I decided to let it all be. Since I've done that, I've been able to be more observant about what people are saying. But then when I talked to you the other day, it really hit me that I was still stuck in that defensive mode and not thinking about what I actually did. And then once even talking to you, I'm surprised I haven't started crying yet. I just started crying earlier today that you was talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe because of course later at night I'm tired, so.
Right. I do appreciate it. I know you worked another 14-hour day today, which is what you said when you asked to make a statement. So what I'd like to do is just preface this statement with, I would still love for you to do another interview with somebody who's more professional at doing this, but I thought that it would be a good opportunity for you to make a statement before that interview, just to set the tone for the interview, and for anybody who's interested in listening, that it's not just going to be another hour of you talking about how others have hurt you. Not that that's not significant in your life, but that really is no reason or excuse for your own behavior, and that's something that...
Right.
Mm-hmm.
See, and it's not an excuse for my own behavior. I think I just needed to really figure out exactly what it was that I did before I could even concentrate on it, before I could start processing it.
Right.
And things that after thinking about things that I've done in this class, and then talking to you the other day, it just dawned on me that I was still stuck in that one stage of defending myself. And now I don't want to be stuck on that stage anymore. I've been happier since I've got my appeal and just accepted it, and now it's time that I need to start processing what I did.
Mm-hmm.
Because it bothers me.
So you actually feel...
It bothers me knowing that I could have hurt a child, and knowing that it's not something that I wanted to do. But
That's amazing. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
I'm just amazed that this is what you're expressing to me right now. I want to also let you know that when you and I had that talk, it wasn't very easy for you. I was very clear about how I felt about it, and I held your feet to the fire, and I know it was an uncomfortable conversation, but hearing what you have to say today, I have to say I'm really happy that I caused such discomfort, because what you're saying to me now, at least what I'm hearing, is that your interview with Ethan, my reaction, and the reaction of the community members made you understand that the court of public opinion is a lot different from a court of law, and these people expect something a little bit different. So I'm really happy to hear something that I didn't think I would hear from you, which is that you understand it could have been a 13-year-old girl, and she could have been hurt, and you are very sorry for that. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I'm just trying to summarize what you just said. Would that statement be correct then?
Yeah, well, it could have been hurt for life, and it's not a thing. It's not something it's not a one-time thing. It's a lasting thing, and I've never wanted to hurt anybody in that way. Like, I don't want to ever hurt anybody in that way.
So do you mean, when you say it's a lasting thing, do you mean that if somebody would have been hurt? Away. So you mean if somebody would have really been hurt by you going and showing up that day, you understand that would last forever?
Yeah.
And it wouldn't affect just her. It would affect her
whole
future
family. Yeah,
well, it would affect her family as a child, but every single sexual partner that she would have would have to help with picking those pieces up.
Yeah. Well, it affects her whole future.
Mm-hmm.
It affects you. It affects you the rest of your life. It doesn't matter what kind of treatment you get. You're still affected by it, because it doesn't go away, and that's not something I want to ever do to anyone. It's a scar that's always there, embedded in your brain. And it's worse. It's worse than a scar that it can be on your body.
I'm I'm very happy to hear you say that. I'm sure that you know and you remember, and it's no secret that I have a history myself as a survivor, and I've also helped people who have also survived. Many of them are children who have to live with those scars forever, and that's one of the reasons why I got involved in the community. And I'm very pleased to have the opportunity to be able to hear that from you. That's something that I've wanted to hear from you ever since I heard your chat log before you and I spoke. And then to hear the interview with Ethan where, you talked about what everybody else did wrong. To hear you say that is very satisfying to me, and I want to take the opportunity to thank you for acknowledging that it's an uncomfortable position for you to be in, to be put on the spot and asked to make a statement about it. I do appreciate how difficult that is, and I also want to thank you for being willing to do that. You don't owe the community anything. From what you told me, it's your choice to make a statement about it because you recognize that people are attracted to the case. And
see, I feel different about that, though.
How do you feel that?
I do owe the community something because after their comments, and I'm not sure how much longer I would have been able, or would have gone stuck in that same mode of, like you put it, a code of public opinion and code of law is two completely different things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still stuck in code of law mode, and without getting out of that, it would have taken me, I don't know how long it would have taken me to get out of that. Mm-hmm. Without the community's comments and without your help also, and then it made me start to think about things that my probation officer has said to me and my class that I have to take, and my therapist. So I'm luckier. I feel I'm a lot luckier than most people because I've got such a huge support group that I really need to pay attention to, and that's why I'm so interested in all the comments. Because without them, I never would have. I don't know how long it would have taken me to get out of that court of law mode. Mm. And to be able to see what I actually did.
Okay. I have just a quick question for you. And are you saying these things just to appease the community because you think that's what we want to hear?
No, I'm not. Because it's something that I need to face. For a long time, I thought I was facing it the right way until I talked to you and realized I've been facing it the right way because I've been constantly feeling like I was the victim mm-hmm. of corruption. But I never really took the time to process exactly what it was that I did and the things I said, and then going to the house and what could have actually happened. And it's because of you and the community's comments that I was actually able to get to that step where now I can focus on exactly what I did and how it could have affected people. One specific person, if it had been an actual person, and the people in that person's lives, and people in my life too. Mm-hmm. That was a very disgusting and terrible thing that I did. Now I just got to process it all.
Well, I'm happy that I'm really happy to have been a part of that, because I have to say that well, I've been honest with you about this. I've gone back and forth about how I feel about my contact with you, and I'm really happy that you've taken an approach that I believe is a good next step in your process, and I absolutely think that you are taking a step in the right direction. I believe you. I believe that you are sincere. What you're saying right now takes a lot of guts, and I really do believe that this statement of yours will be received a little better, from the conversation that you had with Ethan. And not that that was bad, that he did a bad interview or anything. It was more of a conversation, and he held your feet to the fire a little bit, but I just really wanted to give you the opportunity to make a statement to the community about the phone call that you and I had after the interview. So I would like to give you the opportunity to make a final statement as far as this goes, and then I'll go ahead and let you go.
As a final comment to the community, I don't want anyone to stop their comments, because every comment means something to me, and it's some way for me to be able to heal better and easier and faster, and help my thought process stay focused on what it should have been focused on for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Good.
And I don't want them to think that the comments that they put up are going to the air, because they're not. Once I hear what they say, I'm able to think about things.
Well, thank you.
It means a lot to me that I have so much support. That really means a lot to me.
And I'm happy that you do. I'm happy that you have professionals surrounding you to help guide your process. And I'm also happy that you are looking at the comments with an open mind instead of just throwing them away because they weren't nice to you. So that also takes a lot of courage.
Even the hateful comments, they're not comments that I want to hear, but the way people feel, so I can't block them out, because they help me. And they help me to realize that people still have feelings about things that happened and things that I said and did.
Mm-hmm.
And every comment has meaning to it, and I just trying to know my best to be able to listen to every one of them and to figure out some way that I can do better.
Good. I'm glad. I believe Ethan's going to keep those comments up. He's not going to clear those archives. And I think that would be good. So when people hear your statement today and then hear the follow-up interview that I hope is still going to happen, I think it would that those are an appropriate frame to kind of show the timeline of what's transpired since February when the community made contact with you. Lorne Armstrong, man, thank you. I really thank you for that very satisfying 25 minutes that we just spent on the phone. It's very good to hear you say that, because you taking responsibility for what you did, I didn't think it would come to this level, especially so soon. So thank you for putting yourself out there. It's very, very refreshing to hear that as opposed to what you had said in the other interview.
Well, thank you for talking to me, Amber, and I thank the community for keeping the comments up, too.
I'll pass that thank you along, Lorne. Any final thoughts before I end this recording?
No, thank you.
All right. It's okay to cry. This is tough.
It's hard to think that I could have hurt a child in such a terrible way.
Mm-hmm. It must be a very hard realization for you to come to, that it really almost could have happened, and it could have been you, and it's to hear you shed those tears, and it's my firm belief that you're shedding those tears because you realized that you really could have hurt somebody, as opposed to feeling sad for what is happening to you. I'm really sorry to be smiling right now, but I think this is a good thing, Lorne. I'm really proud of you. I'm proud to call myself your friend. I'm very proud to call myself your friend.
Well, I'm very, very proud to have you as my friend. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be at this point.
Well,
Just to mention, my counselor don't know as much as they thought they did.
yeah, right? Ask your counselor if she wants somebody to train her how to do her job right. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
It's so fucking hard to think about the shit that I said and what could have happened, and all because my head being so messed up.
Yeah. And it was. I agree. Your head was messed up. Nobody with completely orderly thoughts would have said the things that you did and thought the way that you did, and I don't believe you were sober at the time either. I think a lot of the time you were intoxicated, and that doesn't help anything either.
I was going to the bar every night.
Yeah.
So it's the only place I felt wanted, because I could sing and people wouldn't hear me sing.
Right, and you felt wanted. The decoy paid a lot of attention to you also, and you made a connection with somebody you thought was real, and it was an inappropriate connection, but I understand the appeal of having somebody there for you when you need them, especially at a time when you felt so alone.
Yeah.
It was just the wrong person.
It
was the wrong age. It was, and you were hurting at the time too, so maybe that was part of what fogged your thinking up. Somebody else hurt you. Fuck it. Why start being cool with people, But you just were...
Oh, that would have been nice if I would have had you back then.
I really wish that you had somebody like me in your life back then to stop you, to help you get your head back on straight.
I really wish I would have had somebody back then, like you. That really would have made a hell of a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Wish I would have had somebody to help me be able to say the word no. The only word I have for God is give me.
Mm-hmm. I think that would have helped you too. I think it would have helped you to have somebody who believed in you there. I think that the thing with you saying no and all of that, I think that what your counselor should focus on more than that is to recognize when you feel, for you to recognize when you feel desperate for approval and for support, and how sometimes you'll compromise, or even at the time, yeah, it's easy to compromise your values and your morals because you're lonely. And that's something
I
that,
recognize all that already. And the things that happen when it starts coming to that, and it's just like it's when I start and just giving things away and not caring anymore.
yeah,
Like back then, every time people would ask me for something, I just didn't care anymore. I just fucking take it. I'm so fucking tired of people asking for things. Just take it.
yeah. Well, that's not fair either. It's not fair to you. You're a different man now.
What happened was, I'm a very different man now. I can say the word. I can recognize when things are coming. That's why there's certain people I stay away from.
Well, the next time you feel lonely and desperate for some attention, you know that you have someone to turn to. And it's not going to be somebody who's trying to get anything from you, you know. Except that lurch footage.
Yeah.
I really want that. No, I'm just trying to make you smile.
We talked about that. We go wait 6 months.
Yeah, I know you said that. Dag nabbit. Well, I guess, hey, you did 5 years. I guess 6 months is not too long for me to wait.
Yeah, really.
All right, Lorne. My husband's given me the eye. It's 6 o'clock and I need to make dinner, but it's 9 o'clock and I know you got an early day tomorrow too, right?
Yeah, I gotta go to bed. So, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Emma. Tell Mike I say good night.
I will tell him.
All right.
I'm going to post this tonight, okay?
Bye.
I'm posting this tonight.
Yeah. Give me an update on it tomorrow.
All right. I'll talk to you soon then.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks, sweetheart.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh my God. Usually it doesn't take me that long. Bye, sweetheart.